So I seen a quote that said, "Loneliness is the poverty of self," which gave me the inspiration for today's video. Loneliness isn't just the absence of people, but it's the absence of connection with yourself. No matter where you are in your healing journey, you will come to find out that being alone is actually super powerful. But a lot of us still fear it, and a lot of us fear it without even knowing it. This causes us to pick the wrong relationships or friendships, or be attached to people for the wrong reasons. No matter what you do, you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, alone, and empty. So let's talk about how you can avoid this, conquer the fear of being alone, and actually feel at peace with yourself. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela if you're new here. If you like content about self-improvement, shifting your mindset, or glowing up, I encourage you to subscribe down below so you don't miss another video. Today's topic, the fear of loneliness, not fitting in, not having friends, and feeling like that you're on the outside looking in, and you're fearing that you'll never find your place. The truth is, it's not just about being alone, it's the fear behind it. It's the fear that maybe there's something wrong with you. It's the fear that somebody may not hear you, see you, or choose you. It could also be abandonment issues from your childhood and feeling like somebody is always going to walk out of your life, so you hold them closer. But in reality, you can be in a room full of people and still feel alone. You'll feel like relationships are always one-sided or unfulfilling because you're putting so much value on other people and not enough on yourself. So until you overcome this fear, you'll always try to fill the void. Maybe you grew up being told directly or indirectly that your feelings were too much, that your sensitivity was a flaw, that your needs were just an inconvenience. This forces you to become the person that people need you to be instead of who you truly are. And this causes you to grow up to start people pleasing, putting other people's needs before your own, to the point where you almost feel guilty for choosing yourself. Now you might find yourself trauma bonding, getting in codependent relationships, getting close to people who drain you. For some reason, you are terrified to let them go. This is because a toxic connection can almost feel safer than being alone. You show up, you say yes, you bend, you mold, but deep down you still feel empty. That's because you're giving away parts of yourself for crumbs of closeness. And then when it all ends and they ghost you, or you fall off for some reason, then all of a sudden you feel lonelier and it gets heavier every single time. Not broken, you're not alone. You have just conditioned your brain to find home in other people instead of yourself. If you learn one thing from today's video, know that the relationship with yourself is the most important one that you'll ever have in your life. People change, they will always come and go, but at the end of the day, you will always have yourself. So treat yourself like you would a dream partner. Take the steps you would in dating and go deeper with yourself. The only reason why being alone is uncomfortable and scary is because you don't know yourself. Just like how you wouldn't feel safe if you didn't know the person you was dating, you would have trust issues, you wouldn't want to be around them. The same goes for the relationship with yourself. So what now? Stop chasing and return back to yourself. It's the simplest things to just start with. What do you love? What lights you up? What makes you feel loved? And write those things down. The easiest way to do this is to imagine your dream partner and what you would love them to do for you. And write all of those things down and then do them for yourself and do them alone. This is very important. It's not punishment, but you're just rewiring your brain to choose yourself. I found that creating lists of what you love or would love a dream partner to do really helps you to focus on what makes you feel loved and fulfilled. And when you have times of emptiness or lack, you can refer to this list and keep your energy focused on yourself instead of the outside sources. On times when you're feeling high sensitivity, a lot of emotions, And sometimes you can't really think at the top of your head on what you would like to do for yourself. You have this list to refer to, and it saved me every single time, especially during my healing journey when I was coming out of a toxic relationship. You deserve happiness and joy without depending on someone else to give it to you. So write down things like getting yourself some flowers, going to the movies by yourself, going to the gym and listening to a podcast, going to get a massage and have a shopping day, taking yourself on a mini vacation, all the things that you would love to do in a relationship, do for yourself. The more you do it, you'll start to enjoy yourself even more, and you'll start to feel less alone. Feed yourself everything that you desire, and everything else will fall into place. Rewiring your brain isn't hard, it's intentional and repetitive. You just have to want it for yourself and be self-aware enough to correct yourself when you go back to your old ways, because that's what's really going to change you for the long term. Trust me, this is super, super uncomfortable, but it's worth it at the end of it. I had invested so much of myself into a relationship I had, and it caused me to lose my entire identity outside of that relationship. I became super anxious and very uncomfortable just because I wasn't whole. That's when I knew that these feelings were temporary, because I started to heal that fear and I had less anxiety and felt like the time alone was actually needed to recharge and heal from things and actually feel my own feelings and have my own thoughts and beliefs without any outside noise. So I started to enjoy it way more. It was also a time for me just to release anything that I was holding on to. I was able to just cry and just have my moments by myself and actually heal and grow. So being alone is the most powerful thing you can do. It can change your life. It can change your whole mindset on how you feel about yourself, just because you're able to actually process the things that you're going through in life. Don't force yourself into this just because you're seeing this video, but understand that it's a process and it's a part of your journey. If you're at square one and you don't know what to do, create a routine. A routine is going to be the foundation for rewiring your brain. The more it becomes a habit, the more you can be consistent. I'm not talking about a routine that's built on high stress, hustle, and productivity. I'm talking about one that genuinely is self-care, one that makes you feel good about yourself. So don't wake up thinking about how much money you need to make today. Don't wake up and think about going to the gym and losing 10 pounds. Wake up and actually feel what you're feeling and actually ask yourself what you need for the day. Journaling has been a super powerful part of my healing journey. And journaling is actually a mirror of everything that's within. And sometimes your brain gets super crowded with so many thoughts, especially if you have anxiety or you're going through something. Your thoughts can be racing. It can actually cloud what you're actually truly feeling inside. There's no right way to do this. Just write whatever comes to mind until you have no more thoughts. And it actually cleanses your body of all the energy that you've been suppressing. Journaling is a tool that I think everyone needs to incorporate in their daily life, just to be able to reflect your inner world and really focus on what's actually going on inside of you. Especially if you've been through a lot of trauma and you need to build up your self-esteem and confidence, hearing your own voice is what's gonna make you feel more safe with yourself. So being able to talk to yourself through journaling will make you feel less alone, and it will make you actually heal the things that you're meant to heal in these moments. But also, you need to hear your own voice without any fear or shame behind it. Ultimately, to heal this fear of being alone, you have to shift your mindset. But sometimes you have to start doing before you start believing it. You can't wait until you feel like doing something in order to start doing it because it will prevent you from doing it. I've always been super used to being alone because I grew up the only child, but when I got older and I got into some relationships where I felt like I was codependent because I didn't really know how to navigate relationships because I have been the only child. I completely lost myself. I lost my identity. I felt empty without that person. It really made me put a perspective on my life and where I was going. It just felt like they had so much power and control over my feelings and how I felt about myself and my self-confidence and all these things, because you're giving somebody else so much value, and so much value to the point where your life starts to revolve around them, and you don't really know how to think for yourself anymore, and you don't really know what you actually genuinely like in life anymore. So I had to rediscover myself from the ground up, and I felt like it was a very empowering time of my life because it caused me to go inwards and get closer to God and closer to my higher self. I started meditating more, I started praying more, and honestly, that's how I started to build up my spiritual journey. So if you're stuck with this fear, still feeling like you can't be alone, trust me, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you will reach that point. It will come sooner than later. You just have to be consistent and stick to what makes you feel fulfilled and keep doing it over and over and over again. A few things that helped me besides journaling was reading a lot of self-improvement books so that it can help me switch my mindset in different ways, because I like learning from how other people think. So that really helped me. And also meditating, because you're able to sit with your own energy and actually shift it. I think that's a whole nother video, but those are some things that I've done every single day on my healing journey until I felt like myself again. When you start your routine, start shifting your mindset to believing that being alone isn't lonely. Solitude is a sacred space. It's a space where you can return back to yourself, where you don't have to perform and you can just become. You will start to feel happy and whole coming home to yourself, but most importantly, you will love yourself more than anyone else could. And anyone else that comes into your life will actually be meant for you because your energy will attract them. You don't need to be surrounded to feel full. You just need to be rooted in your own presence. So if you're feeling lonely, or if you're afraid that you'll never find your place, you're not broken, you're not alone, you are becoming. But this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a like so I know to make more. And also, don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!